introduction quite short. Yeah, so now today we're in a time of so much data, big data, a lot of information out there. But we get information from our customers, from our websites, and imagine somebody has a huge box of data and just drops the data on you. What really can you do with that? We're going to be going into seeing what Google Analytics, which is a free tool. Like many of you have Gmail. Gmail is free. Google Meet is free. You have Google Drive, which is free. We talked about Google has so many free applications that we use, and Google Analytics is another free application that can help you and can help your business. And so at some point, this brings us to what was said by Neil Fitzgerald, the former chairman of Unilever. He says, data makes your briefcase heavy, but insights make you rich. So what's important is what insights can you get from the data you have? And that's what are the stories? So you can have a lot of numbers, a lot of data, but what is the story behind the number? So I'm going to do a little illustration. Maybe that could help us. I'm going to do a little Zoom poll. So let me stop sharing my screen. I'm just going to do a little poll on Zoom. Maybe that could give you some insights. So I'm going to launch this poll. Please, can you answer it as I'm launching it? So you have two questions, It's saying, are you a student of FLU? Yes or no? And which of our courses do you prefer? Okay, there's a little typo, office twice, but which of our courses do you prefer? Yeah, so just do this poll just for some few minutes, just for me to illustrate. So yeah, thank you for answering the poll. Just to illustrate a principle. Okay, I'll take it for just one more minute. We don't have to get everybody, but as many people as we can get. Just okay. Thank you. Just to give you some idea. All right. So we have quite a number of people. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to end it in some few seconds, and. Okay, so let me end it now. So I end the poll. Let me share the results. Okay, I hope you can see the poll results. Can somebody respond? Can you see the poll results? Can anybody see the poll results? Okay, you can see. Thank you. Okay, so what do you see here? Thanks for that. You see that most people that responded are students. And among our students, the preferred course is MBA. So this is data. This is data. So in your life, in whatever you do, in your job, your business, you need feedback, you need data, because today, artificial intelligence, machine learning, they're all based on data. They need data to be able to form those intelligence behind what they do. You need to get data together to see the patterns behind and the trends behind information. So first of all, I know that from this poll that I'm dealing with mainly our students. So some people are not our students. Then also it gives me an insight that the preferred course is the MBA course and the board course. So what do I do with that? I have data. It means that I should continue to improve our MBA course. And it means that some of the courses, like the certificate in ministry that no one has, preferred, it means we need to do more work on this. So those are insights I've gotten from data. So even if you don't use Google Analytics, which we do recommend you use, it's very important that you get data, get information, and use that information to enhance what you do, because this is empirically driven. Now, I may guess that, people prefer the bolts. That may be my gut feeling, but that may be wrong. All right, so thank you very much. Just to share with you, give you an idea of how analytics works. So let's go back. Let me go back to the slides. And just Just give me a moment. Let's go back to the slides. Okay. All right. Okay. So we're going to use two people to tell our story, today. And we're going to try to explain how it works. So let's start with our story. Now, data is more than how many visitors you have on your site. So it's not just about how many people come to your site, but you want to see some information behind it to say, where do they come from? How did they find you? Because if we know where they come from, we can concentrate there. If we know how they found us, it means that we can build that same strategy for people to find us. Like for Faith Leads University, we know that most of you find us on Google search, because we do Google ads. And that's by far more the way we are found than if you do Facebook or other channels. And okay, what are you interested in? So we've just seen from the poll that most of you are interested in the MBA. So this is what data does. It's try to gives you insight and how you can optimize the information, understand the patterns, understand the story behind the information we have. So we're going to, like I said, tell a story of two people. Okay, so well, this is the agenda. We'll look at Google Analytics. We'll look at how you understand your Google Analytics accounts and the search box and how Google Analytics ties to Google Ads, and we'll do some recap. So I'll just start by saying Google Analytics, like I said, is free, and it's a powerful web tool that tracks visitors' actions and shows you how well your site is performing and provides insight to improve your online presence. Now, if you don't have a website, you can just learn, because you can use it for your organization, you can use it for your business, you can use it for various things, but it's very, 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 very useful tool. So we're going to start by sharing a story to meet Eva and Ricky. Just a moment, please. So Eva and Ricky, they own a beautiful clothing company, and they started by they started selling their products physically with the local venues, but they also wanted to start online because they were very successful in their physical, selling their products physically. Now, many times, Eva and Ricky, business partners, they made their decisions based on gut feelings, intuition. I just feel, like I said, I felt probably the best course was the Bolt course for FLU, but maybe I was wrong. From the empirical data, it shows that it was the MBA. So many of their decisions, they make it based on their gut feelings. But now they want to see how, so they're not getting exactly the same results that they have physically online. And that's a source of concern to them. So they are now trying to see how they can use Google Analytics. And I'm going to be showing you that on how they can improve their results. And I'll be sharing with you like a demo account on Google Analytics. I'll put the link there. And we also have some handouts that I will share with you so that you can also go to the link of the demo account and see how it looks like. So let's see how they move on with their clothing store. So for Eva and Ricky, they knew their face-to-face customers and they love fashion and authentic design. So that's what they did based on when they speak to their customers. But like, as I said, for some reason, they were not getting exactly the excellent results that they got physically. They were not getting those same results online. And that's why they started to use Google Analytics. And they wanted to see how Google Analytics can give them more insights on what they do and how to improve their online presence. Now, the first thing they needed to do, because whenever you start a project, an initiative, you need to be smart. And many of you have done this in our MBA courses. We always emphasize on SMART goals, SMART objectives. So if you're not used to what the acronym SMART means, it means to be specific, measurable, achievable, attainable, relevant, or realistic, then time-bound. So you need to have a specific goal. So for instance, they could have a specific target to say, we want to increase our website visits by 100 people. That's smart. That's specific. That's not vague. To say we want to increase our website, it's vague. Then measurable. What is the measure? So in being specific, you can say 100 or by 10%. Because whatever, remember I always say that whatever you cannot measure, you cannot improve. You know, like say if you want to lose weight and you don't measure yourself, how would you know you're losing weight? Or how do you know you're gaining weight? So you have to measure it. So they could say increase website visit by 100 people. The measure is 100 people. Now attainable. Is it attainable? Is it a realistic an attainable dream? Like if they say they want to increase their website visit by 1 million people. Now it's not impossible, but you know they have to be a bit. It has to be attainable. Then relevance. How does this help their business? Is it relevant? Of course. Increasing their website visit, does it lead to increase in sales? Does it lead to increase in their business performance? So they have to also see that they're not doing something that is irrelevant. It has to be relevant. Then it needs to be time bound, meaning that they need to have a time to say, within 3 months, the 100 user goals increase every month for the next 3 months. So it has to have a time bound because it can't be, you know, in perpetuity. So this is the kind of idea you have when you want to start any initiative, when you want to improve what you do in your personal life, in your business, at your work, your personal development, your work, your job. You need to have smart objectives. And usually, if you work in a company, most of the objectives given to you by your boss, your supervisor, should be smart. Because if they're not smart, how does your boss measure that you've achieved them or you haven't achieved them? So these principles are not just applicable to Google Analytics. They are pretty much standard principles. So now let's move on. We say having the business goals. Eva and Ricky set a goal to increase visitors by 10% from 3 target cities. So that's a smart goal. They want to increase it by 10% from 3 cities, and it's specific. So it meets, it's a smart objective. So now these cities you can see here, probably they could be around Illinois, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, where you can see the maps here. And what do they want to do? Create city themes, designs, meaning that creating themes that, you know, the people in the city like, focus on social media and advertising on those 3 cities, you know, probably looking at Google ads, Facebook ads, YouTube ads, Twitter ads on those cities. And when they put these efforts, they would like to monitor the progress. You know, they would like to see how well they are doing using Google Analytics and to see what they need to improve on, you know. So let's see, still looking at Eva and Ricky. Let's see what their goals are. So the ideas is that they want to increase their sales, their customer leads. They want to get more appointments because they know that the leads and appointments can convert to customer patronizing them. You know, sometimes customers don't just come straight on and buy your products. They want to be engaged. They want to understand. They want to know they're making the right decisions. Then they make a purchase. They want to increase phone calls, foot traffic, if they have people who are going there physically. And of course, if they have things on their website to download, they want to increase their downloading. So these are all the ideas that they have. And they believe that by measuring it on Google Analytics, they will be able to, you know, make an informed decision. So like we said several times, what really is Google Analytics? Now, this is how Google Analytics looks like. And the updated version is, or the new version is the GA4. It's a free of charge online tool that you can use to understand behavior on how your website and your mobile app works. How do customers find you? what do they like in your website, what do they purchase, and things like that. So we'll be doing a deep dive with time. I will show you how it looks like, but let's just continue. Now, why would you want to use Google Analytics? To understand what people like, because like I asked, what was your preferred course? And I understood from the audience that responded that the MBA course was your preferred course. So you need to know what people like, because that's what can be sold, that's what can be marketed, what people like. Some of you like Toyota cars because they're efficient. Some of you like Mercedes-Benz cars because they're luxury cars. So depending. So you need to know what people like so you can sell to them. They will patronize what they like. Now, another thing is to learn which marketing strategy really works. Like when we started marketing in Felix University, we started mainly on Facebook. We started on Twitter a bit and little on Google Ads, but we saw that the Facebook ads were not working. Many people will say we like it, but there was no real interest. Maybe people in Facebook were not really looking for education. Probably they were looking more for luxury. And when people were serious about education, they go to Google. So we had success in Google. So you could spend so much on marketing and not get results. But when you use Google Analytics, you'll be able to get insights. And finally, on what works. And finally, you'll be able to make better decisions. So about your business, because with the data you have, you're not just making a gut feeling, you're not just making, an intuitive feeling. You're making a feeling that is empirical, a feeling that is based on data, that is based on evidence and facts. And those decisions are usually better decisions. Now, still on why you should use Google Analytics is understand what contents your audience is really interested in. So you can create more contents. For instance, if you imagine you're in the medical field and you write articles and you see that many of your many of your clients like articles, let's say on orthopedic issues, on bone-related issues. So you say, well, that's something people like. Or people who are seniors, your demographics are seniors, people maybe in their 60s, 70s, and that's what they're interested in. So you need to know what do your audience want and where do you have a niche, because it's really difficult to be everything to everybody. It's always easier to have a niche and be the best in your niche. Then another reason to evaluate which channels drive the most conversions. So you could have many channels, your YouTube channel, like I said, Google, Facebook channel, and you're doing a lot of marketing campaigns, but what is really converting, meaning that you're not just spending money in marketing, but what is actually giving you the results. So these are things that Google Analytics can help you to do. So you let me minimize my screen. So you can see, you can visit Google Analytics here. You can see this is the page. This is how it looks like. I'll just take it there. You can open a web page here so that you can see. So let me drop the handouts. So this handout here, I'll drop the handouts. Let me share the handout, because with this handout, it summarizes everything. You can see that the SMART objectives are here. How to check Google Analytics is here. So let me share this handout on the Zoom chart. Okay, so I'll share the handout on the Zoom chart just in case. And I've shared this link. This is the Google Analytics link let me share it on Zoom so that you can also see it. You can check it. So you go and sign in. If you already have Google Analytics, you don't need to sign in again. You can just sign in. You don't need to get started. You don't need to sign up. So you can either sign in or sign up. If you already have it, you can sign up, but sign in. But if you don't have, you can sign up. So this is the page, and just like most Google tools, they are pretty free. It's pretty much free. You can use it for free. And when you get signed in, you have to create a property. Now we're not going to go into all those details today on how to create properties and how to make use of all that information. But there are numerous videos and there are numerous things, ways that in which you can learn how to create a property. Now, I would like to show you a demo account. So this is the list. This is the link to the demo account. Again, it's on the handout I sent to you, but I can put it here again. It's on the handouts. So there are many demo accounts. So let me open one demo account, which is this Google Analytics for Property, Google Merchandise Store, Web Data. So this is what it looks like. So this is the demo account, Google Merchandise Store Web Data. So if you, I can put this for you. Let me copy this link again. Copy. So if you want to go and see how it looks like, right? So that's the demo account. That's the demo account. So if you look at the demo account, you're able to see a report snapshot. Now this shows you, if you can see my screen, this shows you the summary. And we're going to go, we can't go through everything, but we'll look at acquisitions, engagements, monetization, probably user attributes and tech. But you can go through everything. But you can see the report snapshot. It shows you like a dashboard of everything. So you can see here your users, you have the new users. So you could also try to filter. For instance, you can use the time. What period you want to see? So this is from just May 24th to June 20th. But you can see you can use that's the last 28 days. You can use the last 30 days, last 90 days, last 12 months, or you can even do a custom. You can do a custom period on what you want to see. So this is tied to a website. So this is linked to your website. If you use WordPress, you can easily use a WordPress plugin to connect your Google Analytics. But if you use other kind of websites, you need to put it at the back end of your website. And there's a lot of documentation, but we won't spend time on that. But it's pretty much what you can do, or you can ask if you use a web designer, the web designer can do it. But it's not rocket science. It's something you can easily do. So you can see this. If you look at the snapshot, it looks at the users, the new users, the total revenue made, users in the last 30 minutes. So you have users in the last 30 minutes. You can see the countries they are from. This is a snapshot. How did they find you? Direct, organic. So this summarizes everything. But I want to take it step by step to see the details. So this summarizes, so some users have gone, so it's now 89. So let's just look at the details of this snapshot. But the snapshot is the summary. But I'll go into the details which feed into this snapshots. So let's look at the real time. So the real time is saying users in the last 5 minutes, users in the last 30 minutes for this website. So what does this help you? It helps you to see, okay, how do people engage your website real time? Maybe why you would find this useful is you just started a campaign, maybe an ad, or a Facebook ad or a Google ad, and you want to see in real time, what is the reaction? Do people, or you just sent an article, imagine you just did an email campaign, and you want to see, okay, how many people really come to my website immediately I send this? So you want to see the reaction of people to what you've done. So that could be a useful reason why you want to see real-time data, because you want to know that, okay, I've made this effort. What is the reaction? Do I have a lot of people coming in real time or not? So let's look at acquisition. So acquisition is really say, how do you get your data? How do people get to you? And so there are many things, but I'll just, try to keep it brief. So you have countries. So you can see within this period, a lot of people are coming from the United States, Canada, India, Poland, and Ukraine. These are the users per minute, users in the last 10 minutes. And look at the countries that the users came from. So, but very important, most people directly came to your website. You can see 45,000 people of new users. They just went to the website. So if you go to FLU users, so this is how to go to FLU directly. I just come here and I say FLU. So this is direct FLU. That's a direct search. But now, if we go back to Google Analytics, there is another one which is organic search. So organic search is when I say, for instance, I search for something on the internet and FLU comes. I say faith-based university. Let me say Florida. I know one such term is spiritual controls physical. Imagine I use this. Okay, so I don't get that. I don't get us here, but I think I know one search term that I use that could bring us here. Okay, so look at, so you see, I searched for this term, the spiritual controls the physical, and this came, Faith Leads University came. So that's what you call an organic search. I'm just searching for maybe a good Christian university, best university. So that's what you have when you say it's organic, meaning that, you know, people don't go directly. Then you have referrals, maybe coming from other websites. Then you have paid search. Maybe you're doing some marketing, you know, Facebook marketing, Google ads. You have emails. Maybe people, you've sent your newsletter out, and from your newsletter going out, people have clicked the link and they're coming. So you need to know, how do people find you? It's very important. So in this case, for this particular business, the major way they are found, they acquire users, is direct. So it could be opposite. It could be from paid search. It could be from organic. It could be from different ways that they acquired. So that's some information you can get on acquisition. So there's more information here, but because of our time, I'm just going to give you the basic, some highlights, and you can, you know, study and do more details, more a deeper dive. So you now have engagement. So we looked at acquisition, we looked at real time. Let's look at an overview of engagement. So an engagement is, what do they like in your site? How are they engaged? What do they come to? So you can see that the most engagements here, let's say top pages and screens, is the home page. Then we have a page on Chrome Dino brick sets. So let's look at it on a page basis. So we have a top engagement on the home page. So that's natural. People do it direct, and most times when people search your website, they just go straight to your homepage. That's like why they call it a homepage. But now beyond the homepage, what other insights can we see? What other pages do they like? So they have the Google Merchant Shop. Okay, they go to the shopping page and they check things around the family day. They check things around men's unisex and new Google merchandise shop. So what does this tell us? It tries to tell you what pages, what engages your clients. Like I said, that you have a lot of products and you want to see where do your clients have their focus, what engages them. So the particular page, the particular area that your clients are interested, the particular products, like Ricky and Eva, if they're selling clothing, probably their niche from a particular city could be children's clothing. So they know that, okay, in the city of Illinois, that children's clothing is what is being patronized. So this is the insight that Google Analytics can give you. And like as I said, it's all free. So you can see what pages, you know, you can see pages and screen landing pages. There are more details. Then also, so you can see the pages here. This is another analysis of pages, shop, family day, apparel, men. So you know what clothings, men's clothing apparently are doing better than women's clothing in terms of what people like. So let's go to monetization. Still on my left here. Let's just go to the overview. So there are many tabs you can see, but I'm just trying to do a quick overview. So here in monetization, you can see that this business within this period of less than a month, they've had a revenue of $173,000 US. An average revenue per user is about $2.92. So what does this mean? It just tells you, okay, this is how your revenue grows. On this particular day, there was a spike. So what happened here? You knew what you did here. So this day was the 11th of June. There was a spike in revenue. Did you have a special ad? Did you do a promo? So you will now be able to, Google Analytics is going to give you some insight to say, okay, this is why my revenue increased. And yeah, this is what I could do to maintain this increase. So it also gives you insights on money. I'll just be very quick. Like I said, it was just about an hour. Retention, it tells you how do you keep people. So you can see summary here, you have 54 users and 15 coming back. So if you do a business, you always like your customers to return. It means that there's customer satisfaction. It means people, like for FLU, if you did our Bolt or MOCM, we feel, okay, you should do an MBA, do another course because you enjoyed your experience with us. So you always try to also track, if people visited your site, do they come back? You can see the retention and different charts around retention. Users, just trying to, okay, let's look at the users overview. So now this tells you who are your users. So for instance, you can see here, you can see the countries here, Canada, Japan, India, and you can even see the cities, New York, Mountain View, Sunnyvale, most of them are in the United States. So you can see what cities, what countries. So you can open a detailed report on cities or on countries. So let me open the detailed report on cities, for instance. So you can see what are the cities. So you can see all the cities here, and I can actually increase this. I can make it, let's say, 100. So you can see the 100 cities that patronize me. I can see all the cities. So I can reasonably say that most of the patronage of this business comes from New York, then Mountain View. So that gives us insight to say, okay, well, I'm making efforts in New York and I'm seeing the results. Rick and Eva in their clothing business are making efforts and they're seeing that, yes, but maybe they didn't make efforts in Mountain View, but they're still seeing results. So why is Mountain View having results? Probably it's referrals or something related to that. So you can see where your customers are coming from. Then you can see the agenda as much as applicable. So we saw that the male clothing had more patronage. So it appears that we have more males interested. So we can say maybe our niche is male, male children, for instance. So it's giving you insights. Then you can see the languages. Most people are English, but we have some people who speak Spanish and Chinese. Then we can see the demographics. They are more of Gen Zs, 18 to 24 years old, young people. So we don't have, probably our clothing are very fashionable. We don't have a lot of, seniors, people above 65, but we have a lot of people between 18 to 24. That gives us insight. Then we can see their interests. So Google is telling us most of them like technology. So what is about our clothing that tech guys and banking and finance guys like? Maybe the style, maybe the modern trend, So this gives us insights. Then finally, we can look at technology. What technology do people use to find us? So most of our visitors, they use the web platform. Most of them use Android. Some use Macintosh, some use Windows. Some use Apple, but not so many. And so these are just information. So most of them use Chrome, and a lot of desktop users. We have 51% desktop users, 34% mobile and tablet. So it means that our website should be mobile friendly and tablet friendly, because if it's only desktop friendly, like what I'm sharing with you is a desktop. But if I have a lot of users, making purchases and coming from the mobile and tablet dimensions, then I want to make sure that it's well done. So this is an idea. You can see, like I put the links there, an idea of all that Google Analytics can do for you. It can give you so much insight. So let's go to the snapshots. The snapshot is just a moment. So the snapshot shows you everything, like the summary of most of what I said. It shows you the reports, the users, the last users. It shows you the country. It shows you how people found you, that it came directly organic. It shows you, what parts, what page they like, what are the page. It shows you on a weekly basis what are the progressions and the retentions. So this is like a snapshot. Then you can go into the details. So let's go back to our slides. I'll take questions at the end. Okay, so this is what I walked us through. Home shows information based on past behavior, how you navigate. So there's a home page. Then there's the report page. So most of what we talked about today was the report page. Then you have the date range, like I said. So you can add comparisons and filters. So let's look at what that looks like. Sorry. I just wanted to show you. So if I'm on Google here, so you can compare. You can see, you can compare, several data, all users, direct users, organic traffics, that you can do some, or web traffic and tablet traffic. You can do some kind of comparisons. So that is also available here when you click here on comparison. And you can search for anything here. These are filters: tech overview, user overview, demographics. Imagine you want to see the demographics, the countries that the people are from, where they are from, or you might want to see retention data. This is all information that you can see. Yes, so, most of these things, this is the handout. So, and I have already put the handout there for us. So let's go back to our slides. Just to do a recap using the slides. Okay. So I told you of real-time data, saying data that's real-time. Imagine you did a campaign, you want to see the impact. You can see real-time. That's what the real-time data stands for. Acquisition, how do people find you? How do you get users? Is it direct? Is it paid? Is it organic? Is it through social media? You want to know how you acquire users. Engagement, what do they like most about your website? What is user stickiness? I mean, what do they see in you that keeps them patronized? Monetization, if you have an e-commerce website. So this monetization is only applicable if you have an e-commerce website, and it says how, what money are you making from your website? Retention, how loyal are your customers? When they come, what makes them come back? Keeping in touch with your audience, what tech do they use? Android, web, iOS. So what technology do they use? And make sure that your website, and probably you can even do a mobile app. If you see, for instance, you have a lot of Android users, you may consider creating a mobile app to make purchasing and the experience better. So this is what we're looking at, and there is the search box. I did share with you about the search box where you can search for anything, search for instant answers, and look at things that you recently viewed. So there's a search box there, which I did show you, that you can easily search for. And you can customize some reports for yourself, and so you can really go do a deep dive and, get insights. So remember we started our story of Eva and Ricky. So back to them. So they learned what they did achieve, that their SMART goal with their 3 target cities. You know, based on the cities that they targeted, they were able to learn whether they met their goals or not, or if it was worth it. And they all saw that each of the cities had their own peculiarities. They didn't perform the same. And based on that, they made an intelligent decision that they would keep their marketing focus on 2 more profitable cities. So the one that was not so profitable, they really didn't need to patronize it. So rather than just spending money each time, they spent money focused. So like, as I said, even if you don't use this for Google Analytics in your personal life, get data, get information, analyze it and see what works for you, see what insights you can get based on the analysis you've done. But for businesses, this is also all for your organization. So every organization, once you have a website, you are able to use Google Analytics. Now, I put in this slide just to say how analytics help you in decision making. So this is beyond Google Analytics. This is just general decision making. So there are hidden insights when you analyze data. You know, you're able to see, you know, today we have a lot of machine learning, AI, data mining. But when you analyze data, things you didn't see, for instance, Ricky and Eva didn't see that probably men were, for instance, that they needed to concentrate on men. They needed to concentrate on men in a particular city, and they needed to concentrate on men in a particular city for a particular age group. You know, that's an insight. And unless you do some analytics, you wouldn't know. So you will put in a lot of effort and it's not yielding the same results. Then another advantage of analytics is it helps you to predict the future. You know, so for instance, you could know that during summer, based on your analytics, that you have a lot of sales during summer in a particular place, and that accounts for maybe 50% of your profit during the year. So you would ensure that during summer, you can predict that typically this is where you have your peak sales. So it means that typically you will plan well, and that during summer, you will ensure that you have all it takes, you will prepare adequately to be able to meet your peak during summer. So those are the important things. When you have when you are able to predict sales, you're able to maximize the period. So, and I use an example there that, for instance, if you put analytics on your machines, you can, and you know when they break down, so you can prevent breakdown of your machines. Maybe you have a sensor on an electrical or a mechanical machine, and when the sensor reads, you're able to, you know, let's say you even have an air conditioning, or you have a car and you see the sensor, you know that, okay, before this happens, I need to be proactive. I need to predict that it's a warning message and I need to do a repair. And that's another way. It helps you predict. And the third way is that it helps you manage risk, you know? So if you are a financial institution, for instance, and based on data, you see that people from a particular area, particular age group, a particular demographics, you know, they usually will default in your loans and you don't want to lose money. So based on the data, you know that, okay, this is high risk. So either you increase your interest rates or even avoid loaning to those kind of people. So when you have data and you have information, you're able to predict that, okay, this will not usually work. So for instance, how do we predict high risk in FLU? Many times we ask you for the bold courses, for instance, to do an online test before we give you an admission. Now we notice that many people who give admission because it's free, they are not going to take it serious because it came free. So based on analysis, we say, okay, if you go online and do just a short course, maybe 10 minutes, you are more likely to be committed to the course than somebody who just got the admission. So that way, we're able to reduce our risk by giving so many admissions and people don't take it serious. So when you have data, you're able to make intelligent decisions. Whether you use Google Analytics or not, it's important to see that data can help you with hidden insights, predicting the future, and managing your risk, and so many other things. But I just wanted to stop there. So you can also use Google Analytics with Google Ads because you can tie them together, but I won't go into that so much. But when you go to your admin panel, you would see a link to Google Ads on your Google Analytics panel when you go to the admin panel, and you're able to do an integration. So where do you go from here? Before I take your questions, we have some few minutes left. You need to set up your Google Analytics accounts, learn what's most valuable for your business, set your SMART goals, and measure your results. And I assure you that Google Analytics is very, very useful. There's so much information on YouTube. Some of the things I can't cover because of the short course. You can go to YouTube, you can go to Google Grow with Google on YouTube. You can go to YouTube channels, and you can read a lot of resources on Google Analytics. And these are also the Google Career Certificates that I think I spoke about in the last webinar. Right, so thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. I've done quite some talking. So let me take some questions. I have like 10 minutes more, and I take some questions on the chat. Yes, okay, so admin, please, you can send them the link. Somebody's asking if this can be sent. Yes, please send the link to the attendees so they can watch. Okay. Sorry, you missed the boat orientation. Okay, send a mail to admin on that if you missed the boat orientation. So no, we don't give certificates for the webinar, but we're trying to work with Google. If we see that Google gives some scholarships, so we're trying to work with Google. If you have good attendance during the webinar, and I can't promise, but if we're able to get some of the free certificates, scholarships for Google certificates, we would give to serious attendees, because we are taking your attendance through the Zoom log, so we know if you attended, and some of you registered. So, but the Zoom log tells us if you attended. So when we see committed attendees and you are interested in a Google certificate, we will try to see if you can get a scholarship. No promises, but it's something we'll try to do. But these webinars they are optional, but we don't give certificates for the webinars. We just try to teach people for free, as Google has asked us to do. Now, let me see what other question. How do you get Google Analytics? So it's there. If you see, I had shared it with you. It's a free online tool. Here, I shared with you a handout here. This is the handout here. So set up Google Analytics. Just here, click here. Look at it here. Is g.co/analytics. That's all. And that's it. You just get started. Just get started. And I already have Google Analytics. So it's already signing me up. Okay, so you can create an account. So you put your account name, what you want, and just follow the instructions. And there are a host of YouTube videos that can help you. If you go to YouTube and say, how can I create a Google Analytics account? You can do that, but we can't do that here because of time. So you can just go to this link here. And let me drop the link again from you. Go to Google Analytics, just like saying how do you create your Gmail or any of the other Google apps. They are pretty straightforward, and you can do that. Okay. So let's see. If you're already certified, must I also attend the webinar? No, you don't have to attend the webinar. This webinar is optional, please. This webinar is absolutely optional. It's not compulsory. Okay, how is Google Analytics different from Power BI? So Power BI is Microsoft's tool for data analysis. So Google Analytics is really based on your website, but Power BI can be, can be connected to so many platforms. So they both show analytical data, but they're quite, Google Analytics is really focused on web, analytics on your website in helping you to improve your business and make better business decisions. But Power BI is tied to different data in Excel, data in SQL, data in different places that you can also get insights. But both of them gives insights. But the focus on Google Analytics is tying it to your website, which Power BI is not necessarily focused on that. It's just focused on other other data, not necessarily on website data. I missed goal oriented. Okay. If you're already, yeah, so you don't have to attend. Okay, I think I'm taking all the questions on the chat. Yeah, so the recording will be sent by the admin. The recording will be sent out by the admin. Does Google Analytics aim to create a video? No, it doesn't. So you have to create your business normally and create your website. Google Analytics does not create your business. It does not create your website. It only helps you analyze and create insights from your business and from your website. It's not creating it for you. It's only helping you analyze. So remember when we gave that information at the beginning of the lecture, why use Google Analytics? It helps you to understand your website visitors, how they behave, learn the best way to market, and make better decisions. So this is why you're using it. It doesn't create the website for you, and it doesn't create the business for you. Okay, and thank you all. Some of you are answering the question. Raymond is asking, can I still be part of the boat? Yes, if you want to be part of the boat, you please write a mail to info, and they will let you know. Okay, so please just write a mail to info. If you missed the boat, I can't really speak on that here now. That's another topic. So write a mail to info, and info, please, let's try and respond. Or you can write me a mail if you okay. Let me give you my email address. Johan, send me an email and I'll look at it. All right, so thank you. Well, that's the end of our lessons, and thank you for your chats, and thank you for your time. And I hope that you'll be able to discuss with your friends, your business owners, and you'll be able to discuss with other people what you've learned on Google Analytics and how it can, even if you don't have a business, how you can use it to improve the business of your organization or a non-for-profit or anybody who you think can benefit from this knowledge. It will be good for you to share it with them.